You're listening to the Business and Life Podcast, where 7 days a week, proven entrepreneurs share their success stories, failures, and give you true value on how you can build a great business and an awesome life. With your host, Mike Olivas.
Welcome back, guys. Today we're chatting with Justin Lefkovitch, CEO of experimental marketing agency Mirrored Media. Mirrored Media is a full-service experiential agency that supports and collaborates with their clients to create campaigns that start from an idea and turn them into something that will make a lasting impression. All right, Justin, welcome to the show.
How are you? Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Thanks for being on, man. Tell our listeners maybe something interesting about yourself and also where you are calling in from today.
Yeah, so actually here in Santa Monica, California.
Nice.
My business partner, when I started Mirrored back in the day, 10 years ago, actually this year, my business partner was actually Hans Zimmer, the music composer. And so, I'm lucky enough to, Mirrored Media offices are actually here out of Hans Zimmer's compound in Santa Monica, and very, very special place. So we're very honored to get to share the block with him.
Awesome. That's very cool. That is something interesting. So tell us about let's just talk about your business. What does it do? What does it bring to the marketplace?
Yeah, absolutely. So, we are a full service experiential marketing firm. So we specialize in creating high impact, enduring lifestyle campaigns, primarily for Fortune 500 companies, but really we specialize in music entertainment. So, we're working on everything from, vehicles and automotive to influencer events to major film releases and everything else in between. So, we really sit at this interesting intersect between art, culture, automotive, entertainment, music, influencer, fashion. We kind of get to really have the opportunity to, 1 second be working on a Hot Wheels activation at SEMA, the next second be working on Coachella, and the next second, be doing an influencer event or a Ferris wheel or a candy station or any of the other stupid things that we do. So I think we really get to do a lot of different things. And ultimately for us, it's all about creating these moments in time, right? So everything we do is about creating these unique experiences that are really impactful for fans, that people want to share, that want to, it's for us, it's, yes, we're an experiential agency. And ultimately with that, there's a lot of events and things like that. But really more than anything, it's about full service creative, full service experiential that is outside of just an event. It's a full campaign. And in the end of the day, we want to create moments in time that are emotional, that you want to share, you want to talk about. And we're creating ambassadors out of guests.
That's awesome. I think so. Really, you're creating, the entertainment media side is creating a unique experience for the clients or the customers of the clients. Is that right?
Yeah. So yes. For the most part, our clients are brand direct. So we do work with a lot of other agencies. I am very much of the mindset of, teamwork and collaboration. I think if we get brought in by a more traditional agency, I think it's really amazing to get to build off of their creative, off of the resources, off of, this shared collective. And I think what makes us unique is, yes, we have a creative team, but also in all of our ideation and everything, it's company wide. So we'll have an RFP come in for a new project, and our company as a whole, it will go out to everyone, and then everyone has the opportunity to participate in that RFP. Cool. And I think that's why all of our stuff is unique, and it comes from all these different perspectives from everyone. So I think it's the same, right? When we get to collaborate with agencies and others, a lot of our stuff is brand direct though. So yeah, we are working with a brand to create an experience or a full service campaign that has these, digital and on-site experiences combined in a cohesive narrative that is meeting a KPI. So maybe that is, social reach and impressions. Maybe it's selling a product or selling something, or maybe it is just general, knowledge. And I think for a lot of times it's changing the perception of, something in the marketplace. And, talking about something interesting. So I used to be a professional magician. When I was a kid, I was actually one of the top ranked magicians in the world. I was in the Academy of Magical Arts and the Magic Castle. Awesome. And all this stuff. And so I think those same techniques I was using back in the day to suspend disbelief, to make you think something's levitating, to make you think something's happening. It's that same principle now. The only difference is we are, changing the perception you may have for a brand or for a product, or introducing something in a different way.
Awesome. Yeah, I think that's a really cool, angle and analogy. And I love the magician piece as well. It's a good way to compare it.
Definitely something
Yeah, definitely something unique. Give me a time. You've been in business for 10 years. Give me a time where you felt you kind of hit close or hit rock bottom and you had to overcome it.
There are many times,
Yeah, of
right?
course. Yeah, for sure.
uh, Being an entrepreneur is hard. Having your own business is hard, and I think, look at you have. I have so many people that rely on me, whether they're clients or their employees or staff. It's so many people that I genuinely love, and that I'm so happy to be in our Mirrored Media family. So there is that pressure of ensuring that those paychecks are coming and everything's happening. And I think one of our first big projects back in the day. I'll leave the brand out of it. It was a major brand.
Okay.
It was really our big first proof of concept to show that this idea, again, 10 years ago, experiential marketing wasn't a thing. That wasn't something I was like, oh yeah, let's do an experiential campaign. It was, we convinced this brand this was a rollout, this was something that could happen. And we were a brand new company. I mean, when I was pitching for this brand in the room, we got excited to pitch, or we got invited to pitch, and I was the only employee of Mirrored Media. And so I grabbed a older gentleman that I knew and a attractive younger female friend of mine and said, "Hey, come to this pitch, sit there, don't say anything." And just look who we are,
Sounds like a Shark Tank. They're just gonna sit there, right? And you do the talking.
Exactly what it was. And we got it, and then I was like, "Oh, I now have to figure out how to do this." And so we had to staff up. We had to hire. I mean, this was a 7-figure deal that we landed out of our first real project, and so we had to figure it out. And with that
That's
comes, strains. I think a big strain, points to learning as a young entrepreneur is cash flow. And the bigger your client, sometimes that's a hard cash flow thing to know how to do, to be able to front load a lot of the cash and work on that cash flow and figure out what's going on, what's coming out. And I remember I called my mom. It was like 3 a.m. and I was in a stairwell in a hotel somewhere in the world. And I called her crying. I was like, I don't know what we're going to do. Like, we're midway through this campaign. The brand is, late on payments, they're stalling on payments or whatever it may be. Like, and no fault of theirs. It was just like, I didn't understand the way that cash flows had to go. And I was literally sitting there of, I don't know what we're going to do tomorrow. And like, I think that was a pretty, low point of life. But look, we got through it. We always get through it. I think that's, again, part of the entrepreneurs. Yeah. Figure it out. Pull your resources, you figure out how to make it work.
Yeah, I think Branson said it best. He said, sell it and figure it out. I mean, that's a good problem to have that you had, right? But still freaky, especially when cash flow and you have mouths to feed, man. And it's freaky. I've been there too. And it's definitely a freaky situation.
Look, when you are in an untested field like we were, or you're a smaller company and people are taking a risk on you, that risk comes with risk yourself, right? So, it's risk on both sides. I think it's understanding that and understanding what that means for you and how to plan accordingly. It's just one of those things everyone has to learn, and you have to learn it for yourself, I think.
What are you excited about right now within your business?
I'm excited for this pandemic to not be a thing.
Yes, me too.
I think it's hitting entertainment and events. Like, it's hitting the whole world. My heart goes out there, and to everyone infected, everyone involved, and it's a real thing, and it's a global pandemic, and it's scary, right? So I think it's hitting the events world especially hard as well. Which we need to be careful. Like, we should, I know social distance and all that, and it's a rough world. So I think that's definitely, waiting for that to no longer be an issue moment. But yeah, I think, look at a campaign that we are really excited about is our BMW Road to Coachella campaign. That is a yearly campaign of us. This would be our 4th year doing it, and it's exciting. It's a really big fun one, and we've gotten to really expand on that narrative for years now. Everything from partnerships with it started with Hans Zimmer and Marshmello and Galantis and Warpaint, all those amazing artists. Then it went on to John Gourley of Portugal the Man. Then last year was Khalid, and watching that meteoric rise and getting to be a part of that was so exciting. So this year we are excited to continue that legacy. I think there's a lot of some really, really cool stuff. Also, on the BMW side, the BMW Iconic Sound program is really cool of rethinking what electric vehicles sound like,
Oh,
and what
cool.
that looks like for the future. So I think that's been really rewarding and exciting to be a part of. And then there's some other stuff. We had some other projects that should be happening right now that are being postponed a couple months. So I'm very excited to get to talk about those and get to share those.
What's happening, Life Nation? Michael Levis here. This is a time to do the right thing, not the profitable thing. I'm giving away COVID-19 business strategy sessions for free. I promise to give you my honest advice and coach you on a strategy that I feel would be best for the longevity of your business. I'm not asking you for your money, but in the interest of being able to help as many people as I can, I am asking you to be ready with your 1 to 2 specific questions so we can jump right into it. Go to michaellevis.com/coaching and simply schedule a call on my calendar. That's MIKEOLIVAS.com/coaching. Yeah, I know the postponement's hurting. It's right. It's not only hurting, obviously those infected, and our thoughts and prayers go out to them from a true pandemic, but also like the events world. I'm in the events world from a national group travel company that I own, and it's also an economic issue on many levels. And so those that are out there listening, and hopefully by the time they listen to this, knock on wood, I hope this is just like out of the media and it's no longer, right? But if the case is that you're listening to this and it's still happening, it's those businesses that push through things like this that are the ones that are remembered at the end of the day. And it's tough to say that, but you think about the GMs of the world, you think about the Disneys, you think about the things that have had the Coorses of the world that gone through where the law said you can't do it anymore, right? And they somehow fought through different regulations. But yes, a huge issue and disaster, I think, for some companies also, and more importantly, for those that are infected. And we hope that you guys can get better soon. How have you currently been able to use and work the entrepreneur's journey to build the life that you want to live?
Yeah, look, I think it's hard. I think it's a bigger, deeper conversation of whether entrepreneurship is,
Sure.
born, taught, and everything else.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's not all rainbows and donuts, right?
And I think that is one of the biggest things. I get asked all the time by young entrepreneurs, and I love, I think that's one of the other things in the entrepreneur spirit is supporting each other and doing everything you can for your fellow entrepreneur, whatever level they're at, currently. So I think for me, it was networking. Networking was really my big thing. I think Never Eat Alone. My mentor, Steve Macbeth, gave me that book, and I think that was such a big lesson for me of how to look at networking where it shouldn't be advantageous. It shouldn't be what you're trying to get from this other person. Really, I've tried to build my network off of mutually symbiotic relationships, and really I truly do believe it in that I want to do whatever I can for my fellow man. Like, I think it's dope people working with dope people. I want to, know cool people. I want to work with great people. And if I can help someone, awesome. It's not to try to get something in return. If it comes around, awesome. But I just think it's one of those things that it does come around in one fashion or another. And so I think building a network of people that you respect, that you look up to, that you value their, something about what they're doing, and you can see and, be a part of that. And then it's doing that same thing and bringing people into your life that you want to be a part of it. I think a big thing for me is I've had such amazing support from, a network that I've grown organically. This wasn't like my parents don't come from entertainment. My parents aren't in this world. Like, this is a network I built from scratch, but only because I think because I'm passionate. I'm very passionate about my work. And I think people are buying into you. They're not buying into your business. Yes, you need a good business. Yes, you should have good financials. Yes, you should have all those things. But in the end of the day, you're the money. You're the magic. And you need to, I think it's showing people that passion, showing people what you're about and why they should believe in you, and then making them feel invested in you, right? It's asking other people for opinions, asking them for help, asking them to, sending out pitch decks and other stuff, because then what happens is your network looks at it, they give you opinions, and then they feel invested in your success because they're helping you get there. And I think that has been this really great process. And it's one of the biggest things I can remember, but I think that really has been one of my things that, without my network, I wouldn't be where I am. Without the generosity of Hans and Steve Kofsky and Steve Macbeth and all these amazing people that have kind of stood behind me and taught me, kind of just been in that process with me, all our amazing clients and family and all these different people that kind of build those building blocks to, supporting the very stressful, hectic life of an entrepreneur, right?
Yeah. And that's why I do this podcast. I think a lot of it is not only the networking piece is great, but also understanding that those aspiring entrepreneurs that are listening, the entrepreneurs also that are out there grinding, if you will, that question comes back a lot of times. The assumption of the answer is going to be, because I want to, the building the life I want to live is on the beach with a margarita, right? And it's like, listen, that also gets old, especially if you're a type A and a business owner and entrepreneur like all of us. That shit gets boring fast, even if you're out there for a couple of days or a week at the most. So I think really it's building the life and the brand that you want to live around, like you're talking about, and the passion that you want to live around, and being able to do that daily and waking up, being excited about creating new ideas and experiences, like you are, Justin, because that, when it comes down to it, like that's what keeps it alive for someone like you in your world that's not static, right? Like really, right? You're so on different angles and different ideas and different brands, and that's a lot of fun, right?
Well,
and that sounds like a lot of fun.
I find our work fun, right? Yes, being the CEO, I have to deal with all the not fun parts of life,
of course.
But I think being a part of the creative is why I'm doing this. Is why I love this work, and the projects that we're working on are just so much fun. And I think that our benefit, our size, and we are a boutique agency. We have the benefit of picking our clients. We pick the projects we want to work on, and because of that, we do the stuff that we would want to go to, that we want to support, that we want to see, and we would want to share. And I think that's why our experiences do succeed, is because there's that passion, there's that life in it that we're all so invested in, and there's that attention to detail, because we walk through every one of these events as if it's for us. And I think that is kind of that those little points that kind of really move the needle.
Justin, out of all your successes and failures, what's the one piece of parting advice you'd give to entrepreneurs out there listening today?
I mean, it's the hustle. It's never stop. It's things get hard. You're not alone. Like, this isn't whatever you're dealing with. You're not the only one that has dealt with this, right? We all. I think it's interesting to see, just looking back on my own 10 years, right? Of you keep looking forward, like, if I just can bridge this gap, everything's going to be great. And then you do that, and you realize, here's 50 other problems I didn't even know existed, right?
Yep.
And it's that there's these different things, and it's always going to be whatever. Like, it's never easy. If it was easy, it wouldn't be fun. And if it was easy, everyone would do it, right? I think it's that thing of there's always going to be the next series of problems, but just know that is normal, right? I think it's growing pains. There's always little things that when I tell like someone that I'm, like one of my mentors or entrepreneur associates that, are a different level or whatever it may be, they're like, oh yeah, I remember that. Everyone deals with the same shit, whether it's the exact nuance. Obviously everyone's business is different, but everyone's dealing with that same shit. And go talk to your mentors, talk to other people, talk to a support system that can tell you, this is how I got through that. It's everyone's in the same boat.
No, I agree. You're not alone out there, guys. We get it. That's why we're talking to you on a day-to-day basis. I do this daily so we can really resonate with everybody out there, because that's what I got out of listening to podcasts and self-development and all that kind of jazz as well. But when it's all said and done, I think that's important. It's a great message. Justin, where can people find you? Give us a website, give us URLs.
Yeah. So, company, Mirrored Media, MIRROREDmedia.com. You can get, obviously, on @Mirrored Media, Instagram, Twitter, some fun stuff out there. We tried to give a little behind the scenes look at some stuff. We just threw Paris Hilton's birthday party a couple weeks ago, which was very fun. And so if you go to Paris's YouTube, you can actually see kind of a behind the scenes look at how we did what we did. So that was a really good look, but we try to give the same on our Instagrams and stuff, of like getting to see it's always not glitz and glamour. It's there's very real, drama and production.
I bet.
And then me, I'm @JLefkov, JLEFKOV on pretty much all socials.
Justin, thanks so much. I wish you some more success, and I appreciate all the knowledge you dropped with us today.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for having me.
Life Nation, you got to remember that in order for things to change, you must change. And in order for things to get better, you must get better. You just got better by hanging out with me, Michael Libas, and the Business and Life Nation. So come back tomorrow because I'm here dropping sound bombs 7 days a week, baby. If you'd like to subscribe, please do, so you can take action and execute. See you tomorrow.